So I'm 22 years old. I was studying at Chestnut Hill College. I was vaccinated in the summer and wasn't able to return. I'm applying for Social Security income. My legs have been not working for 3 hours now.
I started having tingling in my face. And then I started developing GI issues, off and on ringing in the ears. My normal resting heart rate was like in the 50s and 60s. It stays in the 70s and 80s now.
My resting heart rate just sitting was over 100.
I just felt something wrong on the left side of my chest. It started feeling like tighter and bigger, and I just like, maybe I should just get this thing checked out. So I ended up going to the ER, and then they diagnosed me with pericarditis.
I started having internal tremors, which is the most terrifying thing. It started in my right leg, and then it went into my torso, and you could just feel my body just shaking. I don't think I've cried so much in my life.
I was on my mom's couch for like 2 to 3 months. She stood with me because she was so afraid that something was going to happen to me.
Burning and numbness all the way from my toes, like to my hands. My daughter even had to like hold me up because I had no strength in my legs. And not every day is great. Like right now, currently I have no strength in my arms.
I lost my ability to speak naturally. I have become unable to walk without a walker and never know if or when the tremors will come or go. I can no longer cook, clean, or even pick up and hold my baby for too long before my body begins to shake uncontrollably or is thrown into excruciating amounts of pain. I've seen countless ER doctors, as well as 2 neurologists who have given me no diagnoses, no further testing besides regular blood work, CT scans, EEGs, EKGs, and an MRI, all of which the doctors told me came back normal.
Another CT scan, an MRI of my brain, a lumbar puncture. The test came back normal.
Yeah, I'm being seen at the best hospital around. They couldn't find anything.
They just denied everything. It wasn't the vaccine, it's not the vaccine. So then I'm sitting there and I'm talking to the doctors, and then just out of nowhere, I started getting like these, felt like my cells were popping and exploding inside my body. I was in the hospital 4 days. On the 4th day, the doctor came in, he sat down beside me. He goes, "We've done every test. Nothing's come back, abnormal."
I did go to a neurologist 3 times looking for help. Eventually did a brain MRI, did labs, all of those were normal.
In the ER, of course, everything checked out.
He's my older brother, and love the guy to death and beyond. He used to be able to outpace me sprinting for the bus every single time he would win.
We really have to be around him all the time. We can't leave him in the house alone. Since we moved him downstairs, we sleep downstairs too.
Yeah.
Because we don't know, he could fall out of bed and not be able to, tell anybody. It's difficult to talk about. I try not to think about how I feel about it, because when I do, it becomes very emotional for me. I can't go there.
Yeah.
And I can't go there.
Before all of this happened to me, I had what I consider a dream life. All I had to do was just keep it going. I've lost my career, lost my health, lost my savings.
I am an unemployed paraplegic who's learning an entire new lifestyle. And the only thing I did between full health and my current condition is take a shot.
My life has dramatically changed after this adverse reaction. My career of 19 years, that I took almost 14 years to train for, is likely over. I'm just not safe to work as an orthopedic surgeon. Assuming the FDA and the CDC would be alarmed at my diagnosis, I expected to be contacted soon after my VAERS submission. No phone call, no contact.
VAERS is an early warning system to detect possible safety problems in U.S. licensed vaccines, co-managed by the CDC and FDA.
Not a single doctor I saw logged me in VAERS. All my reports are my own.
The other common theme is that they submitted a VAERS report that they had to do it, and often their physicians didn't.
I then contacted the CDC myself. They acknowledged my VAERS submission, but stated my reaction was categorized as not serious, as I had not been hospitalized and I hadn't died.
I've had patients go to the hospital, and the hospital was like, this is probably from the vaccine. And it was never reported. All the energy that's going to be put into reporting to VAERS, is it going to count towards anything? VAERS is a passive reporting system, meaning that VAERS reports can be submitted voluntarily by anyone. On the VAERS website, it states, under-reporting is one of the main limitations of passive surveillance systems, including VAERS.
Somebody called me. They said they were from CDC VAERS. And at the end of the call, they basically said, you won't hear from us again. This is merely for our reporting. And that's kind of how I was left.
Well, let's remember what VAERS was designed to do. It really wasn't designed to look at whether or not the vaccine caused an adverse event. For example, people choose what they want to report to VAERS. So there's some reporting biases and other potential limitations that don't allow VAERS to determine whether or not the reported adverse event was caused by the vaccine.
Although VAERS reporting is subjective and flawed, data can be analyzed as a way to note disturbing trends that may warrant careful attention, such as the fact that there are more reported adverse events for the COVID shots than for all other vaccines combined since they started tracking this data in 1990.
VAERS to this day has never called me. I have nothing. Give me something to do. Tell me how to get better.
People are asking for help, and the people who are in charge are like, you guys don't exist.
No matter what they try, I will always fight.